who's helped and who's hurt. And obviously, you look at movement in the case of Palát going to New Jersey, $6 million a year, 5 for 30. Maybe not a singular piece that, takes the Devils into the playoffs. A guy like Johnny Gaudreau might have made a bigger difference, as Paul alluded to before. But really, it's the loss for the Lightning and Palát leaving the 3-time defending Eastern Conference champions, and of course a couple cups in there as well. How much are the Bolts going to feel the loss of Palát?
I mean, I think that the Lightning will feel the loss of Palát. I mean, it's like the Lightning can only lose so many core players before it really starts to kind of wear down on them, and they get bypassed. And Palát is just another kind of chink in the armor for them. I know they were able to re-up some guys as well, but he's proven very pivotal for them in the top 6 in the playoffs. I will say this: I do not like the Devils signing of Palát. I mean, this is a player who, he's kind of shown his upside, and he got a massive contract, massive term. It just feels like an overreaction to not getting Johnny Gaudreau and then overpaying for Palát. So in terms of like the moves that were made, it's one of the I actually dislike the Palát contract the most by the Devils. I just don't think that that's going to be anything that puts them over the top. As far as Tampa Bay goes, I mean, again, I just feel like it's just going to be another thing they're going to have to overcome. They can do it, but it's not like the biggest loss in the world. But again, it's just kind of another chink in the armor. So in terms of the moves I like, I mean, the Oilers, I think re-upping their guys were very key. I mentioned Detroit as just another team that I think made some smart moves. And again, you compare like getting David Perron on 2 years versus Palát for like 6 years. I mean, there's just no comparison. It's so much better to bring in Perron. So really dislike the Palát signing by the Devils, which is unfortunate because it looked like they're going to get Gaudreau. But we'll see if Tampa can rebound again off the loss another one of their core players.
Well, like I said, the Lightning have controlled the East the last few years, and largely the NHL and a couple of those as well. But Paul, you will not be discouraged to see that your Toronto Maple Leafs obviously are sitting there plus 450 at the top of the Eastern Conference odds on the DraftKings Sportsbook. So, I guess, are you a believer? Like, should Toronto, should Florida, should these teams have bypassed Tampa Bay based on that loss of Palát or whatever else?
If you cut me, I will bleed blue and white, but it'll be Maple Leafs blue and white. So I'm going to have to try and be as balanced as I can in my comment. But I have to say that, Jeff, you may be surprised to know that Matt Murray actually outplayed Jack Campbell in the second half of last season. And that is where I kind of begin to hang my hat in terms of hoping that he can continue that rebound. He's going to get healthier over the summer, and the Leafs have an excellent medical staff that's going to further that process. This guy's a 2-time Stanley Cup champion. And also, I like the contract that Samsonov signed with the Leafs, a $1.8 million cap hit, not going to break their bank. And he signed it on a 1-year deal, basically saying, I'm going to prove myself and then bet on myself to have a big year and then hit pay dirt next season at this time. So you got a couple of motivated guys who will battle it out. They're both former number 1 starters. So I think the tandem is better than any combination the Leafs could have put out that would have involved Jack Campbell last season. That's not to say Campbell's not a great addition for Edmonton. I just don't know how many more games north of 50 you're going to get out of him. And that leaves 32 or so for Jeff to bite on his fingernails, I'm going to suggest.